Bonjour ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. CEX. In almost every UK town, there's one shop that smells of old carpet, flickers with fluorescent lighting, and offers you £1.20 for a game you paid £50 for last year.
More like to be egotistical energy.
And I'm standing on business. CEX is a second-hand tech chain that's been quietly fleecing gamers for over 30 years, and somehow we keep going back. CEX began in 1992 by Paul Farrington alongside Robert Duani and others. They were retail hustlers who saw a simple idea. People had old tech they didn't want, and others were willing to buy it. And at the time, it was revolutionary. Nothing in the UK even compared. You could walk in with a Mega Drive controller, a VHS tape, and a Japanese import game, and you could walk out with something totally different, no questions asked. It was chaotic, but it was great. But by the mid-2000s, the collector's shop feel started to vanish. CEX began franchising, and today, there are over 380 stores in the UK alone, with branches in Ireland, Spain, and even India. Don't ask me how I knew about that one. Moving on. As it scaled, the company became less about the hobby of collecting and more about the margin. What was once a community of swappers became a well-oiled resale machine. Nowadays, CEX's model was painfully simple. Buy low and sell extortionately high. Unlike other game shops that go out of their way to find listings of games, stock their shop up, and give out competitive prices for us, CEX relies on getting a bargain from its own customers. Take FIFA 17 for example. I realise it's not the most high-selling game. You could probably get it for around £2 on eBay. However, if you wanted to take this to CEX, so you didn't have to take all the mindless 10 minutes of listing it up on eBay, they will give you a whopping 1p. There are some games that CEX will give you £3.50 for and put up for sale for £30. That's almost a 300% markup. Now, it might be understandable for them to buy really cheap to give us a good price, but that's not what they do. They buy items from us for dirt cheap and then inflate the price by 10 quid. Now for me, you either do one or the other. You give us a good deal and mark the prices up, or you get a deal so you can sell at a normal competitive price. They also do a sneaky thing where they try and lock your money into store credit. On most games that you give them, they offer you double the money if it's in store credit, which locks your money in their system, making you reinvest into their company and have no way out. And unlike eBay or Vinted, CEX don't have to deal with seller ratings. It's just a walk-in, walk-out business, and uninformed customers who just want cash. The condition of items are also hit and miss. I've had many games that I buy from them that are not clean. Now they make sure the discs themselves work, but they give you no guarantee of it looking good. I've had dirt in my boxes, I've had CDs scratched on the other side, which whilst doesn't hurt the game, is just a bit of an annoyance if you're trying to collect them. The worst part is the people who are in the market to buy and sell at CEX are often very uninformed. Mums or dads or grandparents who want to buy games or sell games because they're moving houses, and they have no way of realizing what the ripoff is because CEX don't tell them any of the resale prices. But CEX is not alone in this game. If you're in the US, you've probably heard of a GameStop. Both stores are infamous for their low trade-in values and high resale values. But which one is worse? Well, in terms of prices, they're not too similar. From what I can gather, GameStop might give you more competitive prices. But the key difference is how each brand handles the community. GameStop's try to modernize with loyalty programs, digital content, and pre-order bonuses, while CEX just kind of exists. It's just a chill guy, do you know what I mean? But in both cases, they're fucking you up for their money. That said, GameStop's presence is shrinking, stocks are going down, and CEX is somehow expanding. So why do people still go to CEX? It's simple. Convenience! Most people don't realize how fucked they are getting by CEX, and will happily take the fact that you can walk in, dump your games, and walk out with some cash. Some people treat CEX like a treasure hunt. My favorite part about CEX stores is not buying anything from them. It's standing outside, looking into the glass display, seeing many items I can't afford, or items I've never seen before. I'd never seen a Game Boy before in person. I'd never seen a Nintendo 64, a Mega Drive, a GameCube, and whilst they do mark up their products, they do have a decent rarity of items. And in all fairness, not everything in CEX is overpriced. For example, the other day, I chopped on down to CEX, really not going well with the hand actions here, and found Zelda's Crossbow Training for £1. Still, I've heard people talk about the game, I looked through all of the games just to see if I can get a better deal, because sometimes when they lower the prices of their games or higher the prices of their games, they don't do it to all of them. And I managed to find Zelda's Crossbow Training for 50p. And there are many items you can get for 50p. FIFA's, I think Uncharted on the PS3 is £1. You can get so many good deals for the small games, but I noticed when you start going higher than that, maybe above £10, it's a joke. Switch games are priced up by 10-15 quid. Rare Game Boy games are priced by 50 quid. I don't think you can get them anywhere cheaper. I never go to CEX with the intent of spending more than £2 on a game, because that's not really where it shines. If I wanted to get Zelda's Crossbow Training on eBay, it would probably cost me about £2. One, no one really sells anything for 50p, so maybe a minimum of £1. Then you're expected to pay for postage, which will be another £1, and suddenly you spent 4 times the amount you would in CEX on eBay. And I'd argue walking into CEX is a much greater experience. Whilst it not be the best looking shop, physical game exchange is dying slowly, and I really love looking through all the DVDs and CDs and getting to see stuff physically. It's just nice. So in conclusion, for old or low value games that just aren't worth the hassle of going on eBay, CEX is your main man. CEX is your dealer. Do you know what I mean? And there's always nostalgia. For many UK gamers, CEX has always been there. Part of most UK high streets is just growing up. CEX is not evil. It's not even the worst business model out there, but it thrives on customers not knowing their worth. And that's the main downside to it. You can do better, whether it's online selling or just holding onto your games until they become retro classics. With that being said, Famalam, thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you've got any CEX horror stories. I'll be reading them while crying over the 1p I got from FIFA 17. Au revoir.